Let's get to the rough day for your athletic programs yesterday, though.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was a tough day for Beaver fan on social media.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Okay. Let's just get to it.
Okay. The one that shouldn't surprise anybody, the men's basketball program is in disarray, and it has been since the Elite Eight run. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what the plan is. Jordan Pope has really been the only good player on their team the last 2 years. And
They had a kid this year that played well, Bilodeau. I don't think he is in the portal.
Okay.
That was okay. He had stood out. But, yeah, Pope, largely to your point, the best player.
I believe the Oregon State men's basketball program is down to 6 scholarship players at this point because half the team has now entered the portal. And Pope, who was an all-conference selection and a really good player.
Stud.
Surprised that he stuck around even after last year, but he did. He stuck around after last year. He is now entering the transfer portal. No surprise there, but I think it is just a further reminder of, like, what are we doing here?
They might be – Swag would be more vested on this. They might be with this team and you throw in a couple random portal guys that nobody's heard of from schools that nobody watched. When you lose a Jordan Pope, who are you replacing with that? They might be the 6th or 7th best team in the WCC next year, which that's not a good thing in case you were curious.
Not a good thing.
They're not better than Gonzaga.
We spent a lot of time making fun of that conference.
They're not better. Yeah, we do. They're not better than St. Mary's. I don't think they're better than San Francisco.
Probably not Santa Clara.
Pilot's got a shot for a quality dub over there?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Didn't they beat them 2 years ago in Gill?
We haven't played them for a while.
Didn't you call a game that they won?
Yeah, that was Terry Porter. That was the year they went to the Elite Eight.
Okay, 2, 3, 4. They just beat them not that long ago.
That's right. We all fired Tinkle. They lost.
Yes.
I think that was 5 years ago.
And we all fired him. That's right. And we should fire him again because, dear God, you have no plan. There's no direction, and you're losing your best players and the conference stuff and everything else that's going on that we'll get to in a moment here. I think you can kind of point a finger to this is like what has happened to the university and the conference crumbling that has a direct hand in this. This was happening with the men's basketball program before the Pac-12 collapsed. There have been 2 good years under Wayne Tinkle. One of them is the most surprising outcome, maybe in tournament history for me. How that team made an Elite Eight, I still don't know.
Well, I mean,
you get hot at the right time.
I mean, let's just be honest.
That was not a good basketball team. They lost to the Portland Pilots that year. That was not a good team, but they somehow made the Elite Eight, and it bought him all sorts of goodwill. They have been a disaster since then.
Disaster.
Literally every season has been a disaster, and this was all before the Pac-12 crumbled. Now the conference has crumbled on top of it.
Yeah.
That one wasn't shocking. Still hurts because Jordan Pope is a really good player. I'm really curious to see where he ends up. Von Oelhoffen entering the portal from the women's team. That struck a nerve yesterday. I was scrolling. I got home from golf and I was scrolling just to see, what did I miss? What's going on? And I stumbled across that. And in the 4U, the Beaver Twitter is all over the place. And some people very angry, some people very accepting, some people very hurt. What was the reaction when you saw the news?
I love that your 4U section is Angry Beaver Fan. I wonder how that got aggregated into your algorithm.
It's all I see, man.
Sicko.
It's all I see.
Look, I don't care about the internet. I just said this about the women's ratings. Like, I'm so done. There's no proper discourse.
Yeah.
It's the extreme of either end of an argument. I don't care what idiots said on Twitter. Like, whatever. I was not surprised by this. I don't know why people would have been angry. I thought there was a real vibe of she was gone at the end of the year with the way they were kind of acting about it. Like, Reagan Beers was openly crying on the podium when they lost, basically thanking her.
I mean, you knew if you're making that was my first reaction. Like, dude, you played a game 2 days ago. Your season just ended.
Yeah.
And you're already coming out and saying you're transferring. You had your mind made up.
That's what I'm saying
ago.
Is like, I think some of those players probably knew internally, like, yo, this is our ride with at least her. I'm not. Good luck to her. I hold no ill will towards any player that leaves. And for these reasons, it's clear, like, the WCC is not enticing to people. I mean, you can certainly have your criticisms of Wayne Tinkle as a coach. God knows I do. Some of this is just like, what is he supposed to do? He has no infinite resource of money to keep kids. Jordan Pope's supposed to be a WCC player and just not be on a very good team and get knocked for that. I don't blame him. Her leaving is not shocking to me. What hurts of all of it, the men's program crumbling's the least shocking thing. Talia leaving doesn't surprise me. Nick Daschle has a report that more women are going to be following. And that's where it becomes devastating. Because I think the men's program should be valued and cared about. the women's program is carrying basketball right now for the university. They just got to an Elite Eight.
Mm-hmm.
The hope for most Beaver fans, I think, was like, okay, if we don't have one person back, at least we got all these others. They're all young. We'll see if Beers sticks around. If it's Hunter, does she stay? She's a local prospect. She was an in-state recruit. She had a great freshman year. Gardner, to me, Gardner was a really good big who could go in and out, and I don't know. That was, to me, the most devastating. I wasn't shocked by the men, nor Talia, but the rest of the women's team being decimated by transfer. I think it's a reminder, again, I said it yesterday, man, this WCC thing is crushing them. Everybody touts the money that they got in these lawsuits and whatnot. They're not going to spend that money. They're operating on a broke-ass budget. They have no money in this TV deal from the CW. Like, they're not just going to go openly spend all this money as if it's some easy dad fund that they have because their dad's the billionaire guy. They got to hold this much money as long as they can to keep all of these programs and teams up.
Yeah.
That's devastating. Losing more players from the women's team than just Talia would be devastating.